Good, happy Saturday morning, November 21st, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Saturday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. It's time to rise and shine, get this Saturday off to a good start. Sit back, relax, grab that cup of coffee, and enjoy this Saturday edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. We have lots of stuff we've got for you on The Morning Show with Riley King, so let's begin. First up, we're going to begin with the Johns Hopkins University of Medicine COVID-19 dashboard. Let's take a look at that right now. And here is a look at that information for all of you right now. Global cases, 57,686,941. U.S. cases, 11,915,042. Global deaths, 1,374,547. U.S. deaths, 254,445. That is a look at your Johns Hopkins University Medicine COVID-19 dashboard. And now, let's get to your news. Hospitals nationwide face a shortage of medical staff and spike in COVID-19 cases. 22% say they will face a critical staff shortage in the next week. One hospital in Indiana has had to issue a public call for help from people with medical experience. In a Facebook post, the CEO wrote, "We invite you to consider if you are someone who could make a difference." The Mayo Clinic in Minnesota is bringing back retirees, redeploying employees from other parts of the country, and reassigning researchers to patient care after 905 employees contracted COVID-19 in the last 2 weeks. Eight injured in active shooter incident at Wisconsin Mayfair Mall. The perpetrator is at large, the mayor said. 8 people were injured in a shooting at the Mayfair Mall in Waukesha, Wisconsin on Friday, authorities said. 7 adults and 1 teenager were taken to the hospital with injuries, Waukesha's chief of police said in a statement. The exact of the injuries is unknown, he said. The shooter is at large, Waukesha's mayor told ABC News. The Waukesha Police Department said late Friday that the shooter was still at large, but added they did not believe it was a random act and may have started as an altercation based on primarily investigations. Mnuchin seeks to end several Federal Reserve's emergency lending programs. The move draws rare ear from the Federal Reserve. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said he will not extend a handful of emergency lending programs the Federal Reserve implemented earlier this year to bio the economy and the coronavirus pandemic. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into weather. Let's take a look at the weather across the United States for all of you for today. And here's a check of the weather across the United States for all of you. In Boston, it'll be 63 degrees and sunny. In New York, 62 degrees and sunny. Washington, D.C., 63 degrees and sunny. Atlanta, 68 degrees and sunny. Jacksonville, Florida, cloudy, and 73 degrees. Tampa Bay, Florida, cloudy and 80 degrees. In Miami, Florida, cloudy and 78 degrees. Dallas, it'll be 78 degrees and cloudy. Las Vegas, 70 degrees and cloudy. Phoenix, 87 degrees with sun and clouds. Los Angeles, 75 degrees and cloudy. And San Francisco, 60 degrees and sunny. That is a look at the weather across the United States. And switching gears now, let's go into a cooking segment. Cooking up corn husk snapper at the Kalosh Resort. Let's take a look at that recipe.
Where? Deal with this question. What's for dinner tonight? Well, the answer might lie in a place you've actually never considered.
That's right. Businesses are readjusting during these times, and here with one example is our contributor, Alicia Quarles.
That's right, Amy and TJ. During the pandemic, businesses are pivoting to keep their customers happy. One of those businesses is our sponsor, the new Kalahari Resort in Round Rock, Texas. While the resort is known for its impressive water park, world-class spa, and family fun, it's their dining options that are grabbing attention this year. Here to now spill the secret recipe from one of their 4 signature restaurants is Kalahari Resort's Round Rock Culinary Director, Chef Chad Blunston. Now, Chef, we know Kalahari Resorts is home to the world's largest indoor water park, America's at least. What else is on deck for the resort?
Well, here at the Kalahari Resort in Round Rock, Texas, we have 1.5 million square feet, almost 1,000 hotel rooms, Tomfoolery's indoor adventure park, but what I'm most excited about is our 20 on-site dining options. And today I'm going to share with you one of my favorites from one of our signature restaurants, Cinco Niños, here at the Kalahari Resort in Round Rock.
All right, Chef, what are we making today? I'm excited.
So we're going to make a corn husk snapper here. So great local ingredients that we're going to use here, but one of the foundations of that is of this dish is a great sauce. And so we're going to make a Veracruz sauce. And so I've got a little bit of a jump start on you here where I've started to saute some of the onions. So we add our fresh chopped garlic in here. And then the next element we'll add is our tomato paste. Now the Veracruz sauce is a sauce that's a strong staple in Mexico. That is a mild tomato sauce that's finished with briny capers, olives, fresh tomato, and epazote. And this beautiful snapper is caught sustainably in the Gulf of Mexico, not far from us here. So we got this. We simply season it with a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of kosher salt, and some black pepper. The next element, we soak it in a little bit of hot water. So we soak that in advance. We wrap it up in a little bit of envelope. And by doing so, it helps those flavors develop and the nutrients stay inside. So we've tied off one end of the corn husk right there. We've got that filet that's inside that's already seasoned. And then we've just torn a long string off the long side of the corn husk where we've got it, and we'll tie that up. All right? It's already seasoned. It's ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this to the pan. And we're going to let that go for about 3.5 minutes. This is what it's going to look like. Don't worry, that corn husk will get a little bit charred. Not to worry. But it's going to add that flavor profile, add a little bit of smokiness, a little bit of sweetness to it. Now this one, this filet here, you can set that right in there like that. One of our favorite top-selling dishes here at Cinco Niños Restaurant, the Kalahari Resort in Round Rock.
Well, Chef, thank you so much. And you're such a gentleman. You actually made some for me here in studio, so I get to try it.
That's right.
It's delicious. You guys have got to try this. How did I look up on this assignment?
Well, hey there, G.
Looks yummy and good. Good recipe to try and cook. And we're gonna switch gears now. Let's go into entertainment news. In today's entertainment news, why Barack Obama says he's scared of his daughter, Sasha. Let's take a look at that video from Entertainment Tonight.
Your wife, Michelle, told me that you are afraid of Sasha. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the reason is because Sasha is a mini Michelle.
Sure, Barack Obama may have been leader of the free world for 2 terms in the White House, but the man knows who's really boss. It's just something I do. The 44th President of the United States appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live Thursday to promote his new memoir, A Promised Land, and revealed that his 19-year-old daughter, Sasha, is a whole lot like his wifey, Michelle.
I'm afraid of Michelle and Sasha. Having seen that, basically has the same look and the same attitude.
As for the couple's 22-year-old daughter, Malia, she's more like Barack.
Malia is more like me temperamentally. So, and we call ourselves the long faces because her face is more shaped like mine, and it's the round faces are Michelle and Sasha, and the round faces are a fiercer tribe. We're like the vegetarians, the gatherers, and they're the hunters. We try to keep the peace with them.
Since its Tuesday release, A Promised Land has already become a bestseller, even surpassing the former First Lady's 2018 book, Becoming.
Not rubbing it in over dinner. I know, although in truth, Michelle's attitude is, boy, you go out and sell some books, that's fine, because that will pay for some of my shoes.
And while the book is flying off the shelves, his daughters can't be bothered.
You are never a prophet in your own land. Their attitude is, we've got better things to do than to read your boring, rants and raves. They promise at some point they will, which in truth, I think it took them like 10 years before they finally picked up my first book. So I suspect by the time they're 30, they will have read it.
So, presidents, they're just like us?
When he walks into the residence, he's not the president of the United States, he's dad.
In his memoir, Barack writes about balancing politics with family, and he talked about all that with Jimmy, too.
My dad wasn't there when I was growing up. And when I married Michelle and we talked about starting a family, I said to myself, I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to make sure my daughters know me. They know they're loved. They know they're supported. And overall, they'd say, I think, that I did a good job on that front.
And he says that being a dad actually motivated him at the office.
I actually think I was a better president because of that constant reminder of, what's the point of all this other than making sure you're leaving a better world for your kids.
During a recent interview with 60 Minutes, Barack admitted that Michelle didn't want him to run for president.
The fact that I ended up winning didn't necessarily alleviate her frustration, because the toll it takes on families is real. The fact that she put up with it and forgave me was an act of grace that I am grateful for, and I'm not sure I deserved it.
And in a separate interview with CBS Sunday Morning, he joked that we shouldn't expect to see him join President-elect Joe Biden's team in the White House for the sake of his marriage.
There are probably some things I would not be doing because Michelle would leave me.
Yeah.
She'd be like, what?
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Very awesome. Sophia Turner shows off a new tattoo for daughter Willa. Let's take a look at that new tattoo in that video from Access Hollywood.
Sophie Turner's baby girl will always be with her. The Game of Thrones star and new mom paid a permanent tribute to her and Joe Jonas's little one, sharing a peek at a new W tattoo inked on her wrist, presumably for their daughter Willa. The small but meaningful body art is placed right next to the J Sophie previously got in honor of Joe, of course, giving her tattoo collection an even more personalized touch. Sophie and her pop superstar husband seem to be adjusting well to new parenthood. More than a year after tying the knot, they're also more in love than ever, and Sophie isn't the only one with a tattoo to prove it. Last month, Joe showed off what looks pretty unmistakably like Sophie's face inside a keyhole inked on the back of his neck. Los Angeles-based artist Noah Lee showed off the fresh ink on Instagram, and Joe reposted the snap on his own story. Though neither of them provided further details, fans immediately recognized Sophie's features and applauded Joe for such a romantic gesture. And just weeks earlier, Sophie flaunted her baby bump for the first time in a trio of never-before-seen pregnancy photos that gave fans a long-awaited look at her journey to motherhood. Sophie and Joe famously kept their baby news private ahead of Willa's arrival, but a rep for the couple confirmed to Access Hollywood in July that they were delighted to have welcomed their first child. Though Jophie has yet to officially introduce their bundle of joy with a highly anticipated social media photo, for now, we'll take all the tattoo updates we can.
Okay, and there you go. And now let's take a look at those celebrity birthdays for today. Let's see which celebrities are celebrating a birthday today. And happy birthday to all of these celebrities. We hope they have a wonderful birthday and a wonderful day. Carly Rae Jepsen, 35. Wow. Happy birthday to all of these celebrities. And that is it for this edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Thank you for watching this Saturday edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Have a great rest of your Saturday. See you back here later on today with more news coverage and more fun stuff. Goodbye.